A wonderful young man, 48 here in front of us, born in 2024, Fadiyah al-Bahya, a daughter of Ajman, out of Faiza. Ladies and gentlemen, asking for an opening offer of this wonderful opportunity of a 50,000 dirham. Who makes it a 50,000 dirham? Who makes it a 50,000 dirham? I'm looking for the 50,000. I have, thank you so much, 50, 55, 60. 60 I have now. 60 I have now. Looking now for 65, 65. I have 70. 70, 100, 100,000. We have 100,000. We have 110. We have 110. We have 10 now. Looking for the 120. We have 110 in the meantime. Looking for the 120 now. We have 120 here in front of me. Thank you so much. 120 is here in front. We're looking for the 130. Looking for the 130. Looking for the 130. 120 is the bid. Looking for 130,000. 120, 130. Thank you so much. 130 is the bid now. 130 is the bid now. Looking for the 140. Looking for the 140. Looking for the 140. Looking for 140,000. 130 is the bid. Looking for 140. Looking for 140,000 now. 130 is the bid. 130 is the bid. Looking for 140,000. Looking for 140,000. Looking for 140,000. 130 is the bid. 130 is the bid. Looking for 140. Looking for 140. Who makes it a 140,000? Who makes the 140? 130 is the bid. 130,000 is the bid. Who makes it a 140? Who makes it a 140,000? Who makes it 140,000? 130 is the bid. 130 is the bid. Who makes it a 140? Who makes it a 140? 130 is the bid. 130 is the bid, ladies and gentlemen. Looking for 140,000. I have 140 in the corner. Thank you so much. 140, 150, 150 now. 150 now. Looking for 160, 160. We have 160 on my left-hand side. 160 over there. 160 over there. 170, 170, 180, 180, 190, 190, 200, 200. Raising with 20. 200 is the bid. Looking for 220. 220 I have. 220 I have. 220 on my right hand side. 220 on my right hand side. Looking now for the 240. Looking now for the 240,000. Looking for 240,000. 220 is the bid. Looking for 240. Looking for 240. Looking for 240. 220 is the bid. Looking for 240. The bid is on my right hand side. Ladies and gentlemen, I have 220. Looking for 240. I'm looking for 240,000. I'm looking for 240,000. Who makes it 240? 220 is the bid. 220 is the bid. Who makes it a 240? Who makes it a 240? 220 is the bid. Who makes it a 240,000? I'm looking for 240,000. 220 is the bid. Nobody else more than the 220,000 dirham that I have. 220,000 is the bid. 220,000 is the bid. 220 is the bid. Looking now for the 240. Looking for the 240. The bid is in front of me. Ladies and gentlemen, looking for the 240. Looking for the 240. The bid is yours. Yes, the bid is yours. We have 220. Looking for 240. Looking for 240,000. Looking for 240,000. 220 is the bid. 220 is the bid. Looking for 240,000. Looking for 240,000. 220 is the bid. Nobody else more than the 220. We have 220,000 dirham. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are not on the market yet. 220 is the bid. 220 is the bid. Can I ask for the 240? Can I ask for a 240? Can I ask for the 240? 220 is the bid. 220 is the bid. I'm looking for 240. I'm looking for 240. I'm looking for 240,000. 220 is the bid. 220 is the bid. Looking for 240. Looking for 240,000. Looking for 240,000. We have 220. Looking for 240,000. Looking for 240,000. Who makes it 240,000? 220 is the bid. 220 is the bid. Again, ladies and gentlemen, I'm looking for 240. I'm looking for 240. I'm looking for 240. 220 is the bid. I'm looking for 240,000. 220 is the bid. 220 is the bid. 220 is the bid. Nobody else more than the 220,000 that I have. Nobody else more than the 220 I have. We have 240 now in the back. Thank you so much. We have 240. We have 240 in the back. We have 240 in the back. 240 is in the back. 240 is in the back. 260 is on my right hand side. Thank you so much. 260 is on my right hand side. Looking for 280 now. Looking for 280. Looking for 280,000. Looking for 280,000. Looking for 280,000. 260 is the bid. Looking for 280. 260 is the bid. Looking for 280. Looking for 280. Nobody else more than the 260 I have. We have 280. Thank you so much. 280 is on my left hand. 280 is over there. We have 300. Yes, thank you so much. We have 300 now here in front of me. 300 in front of me. 300 in front of me. Looking for the 320. Looking for the 320. Looking for 320,000. I have 320. Thank you so much. We have 320. Looking now for the 340. Looking now for the 340. Looking for 340,000. 320 is over there. 320 is over there. I'm looking for 340. I'm looking now for 340,000. I'm looking for 340,000. I'm looking for 340,000. 320 is the bid. Looking for 340. Who makes it at 340? 320 is over there. 320 is over there. 320 is over there. Looking for the 340. Looking for 340,000. Nobody else more than the 320,000 I have. We have 320 over there. Looking for 340. Nobody more than the 320 I have. The 320 I have. We have 320 over there. Looking for 340. Looking for 340. We have 340. Thank you so much. 340 is in front of me. 340 is in front of me. 340 is in front of me. 340. Looking for 360. What's going on over there? The bid is here in front of me now with 340,000. Looking for 360. 360,000. 360,000. 360,000. Who makes it 360,000? 340 is the bid. Looking for 360. Looking for 360. Looking for 360,000. Nobody else more than the 340,000 that I have. Nobody else more than the 340 I have. The question is, are we on the market or not? We have a bidding of 340 now, here in front of me. 340 is the bid. 340 is the bid. 340 is the bid. 340 is the bid. Are we on the market, yes or no? That's the question. Yes, we are on the market. Ladies and gentlemen, 340 in front of me. We are on the market. We have to... Can we bring the horse to my right-hand side? Can we bring the horse over there? Can we bring the horse to the other side? Can we bring the horse to the other side, please? Can we bring the horse to the other side? Because we have 340 in front of me. We have 340 in front of me. The question is, do we have 360 on the roll, yes or no? So, ladies and gentlemen, we slowly raise the hammer and start the countdown. Of course, we give a moment to see this wonderful horse a little bit closer and make up the mind for the last moment. We have 340 in front of me. We have 340,000 as a bid here in Ajman in front of me. We're asking for the last time for 360,000. Ladies and gentlemen, we start the countdown. 340,000 dirham for the first time. We have a 340,000 dirham for the second time. Nobody else more than the 340,000 dirham for the third and or last time. Nobody else. Congratulations. 23. Thank you so much and congratulations.